Hello, everybody. I think it's good evening to you. It's good morning to us here in California. And we are located in the San Francisco Bay Area, Northern California region. And our college is Diablo Valley College. We are part of a district that has two other colleges as well, Los Medanos and Contra Costa College. But DVC has approximately 20,000 students or so, and we have close to 650 international students on campus from 58 different countries. So we are a well-diverse country, or a well-diverse program and college. And we are hoping to welcome you to come to our EducationUSA Academy, which is taking place this summer. And it's a 2-week program, and it's specifically designed for high school students. So it will only be students from high school, 15 to 17 years old. And it's very intensive. It is going to be focused on business and entrepreneurship. And we are also going to build in some other educational activities and support as well. You could go along to the next slide there. So as I mentioned, it's for 15 to 17 years old, business entrepreneurship. If you are interested in coming to California for your higher education, you'll get a good experience to see what the area is like. We are going to do a campus tour to UC Berkeley, and you will also be able to learn about how to apply to colleges here in the United States, whether that's here to Diablo Valley College with the intent to transfer to a 4-year, or if you would like to transfer or apply directly to a 4-year college, we will be able to walk you through those steps on what it takes to actually apply to a college here in the United States. So this is a good training ground and introduction to coming to the United States, sort of an appetizer, if you will, for coming. So we will be offering this program fully in person. And the program is from July 6th through July 20th. So it will be 2 weeks total. Our program fee is $3,700. And I believe EducationUSA, Laura in the Rome office there, is going to be providing a scholarship. So you'll have to talk to her about what are the requirements on her end if you are going to be sponsored through them. But if you are not offered the scholarship and you still want to come, this would be the fee for students. Now, this includes all of the tuition. We are building in a homestay for all students as well. So you would live with a family while you're here for the 2 weeks, and that would include all meals, airport pickup as well. And then you would also be provided with health insurance and special activities, which I'll explain a little bit more. And the classes are not for credit. So you will not be receiving college credit for these classes, but they will be exactly like the experience you would get being in a college classroom. Business communication, entrepreneurship, and search marketing are the focuses. Miriam, I'll pass it to you for a minute. So Miriam Worsham is one of the instructors who will be teaching. And would you like to share maybe an introduction to yourself, and then what class you'll be teaching and what students can expect inside of the classroom?
Sure. So hello, everybody. Thank you very much for attending, and I hope you are very interested in this program. We're really excited at DVC to offer it in the summer. I am a professor of business administration at DVC, and I'm going to be teaching the business communication course and co-teaching entrepreneurship. And then another professor, his name is Ryan Buckley, who's also a professor of business administration here, will be co-teaching the entrepreneurship course with me and the search marketing course. Drew, did you want me to go into a little detail about the courses?
Sure.
So the three focuses or foci of the program. So business communication. So we only have 2 weeks together. So we're going to really hit the high points of business communication with a focus on cross-cultural communication, and also just how we communicate from American business perspective. Then within entrepreneurship, that's really focused on getting some knowledge and skills to start a business or potentially buy or take over a business, with the emphasis really on building what I would call a mini business plan, which will help you if you're interested in that. And as you know, Rome and Italy and other countries such as the United States have a real strong focus on entrepreneurship. It's a big driver of country economies. And then lastly, in search marketing, that's one aspect of digital marketing, which is of course part of marketing. And search marketing is a really good foundation for anyone interested in marketing or working for a company that has to do marketing. So we'll cover search engine optimization, but you also build again, because we only have 2 weeks together, kind of a mini search marketing plan that you can use for your own business, or if you end up working for an organization that has a marketing component. So it's really very valuable. I'm going to turn it back to Drew.
All right, thanks, Miriam. Let's see, we can go to the next slide. So our steps to apply, and this might vary for the students who are receiving a scholarship, as you will be applying directly through the Education USA office. But again, if you're not awarded the scholarship and you still wanted to come, we have a registration link on our website. And these documents are going to be required by all students. We have a minor consent form that needs to be signed by a parent or guardian, since you will be under 18. So we need that form signed. We will need proof of English proficiency as well. So this is not an English language program. There will not be any language built into the program. So you will need to understand, be able to listen, speak, write in English proficiently. So Laura will be able to explain more through her office what those requirements are if you are coming. We will need a copy of your passport, and then we will need you to sign up through the housing through our homestay program, which we will provide Education USA and Laura the information for that, so that you can be paired up with your family and know how to meet them when you arrive, and they'll be able to pick you up from the airport when you come. So these are some important dates. So again, July 7th is when you would arrive to the United States. You would get settled in, you would meet your homestay family, hopefully have a nice dinner when you arrive. And then the next day we'll have classes that will start. We'll have a nice welcoming event for you. We'll provide you with a tour of the campus. You'll get to meet some of the offices around our college. We'll then be the following day taking a bus over to UC Berkeley and visiting a much larger 4-year university campus on that day. We'll have some special presentations. You'll be able to work as a group, which maybe Miriam can talk a little bit more about how that will work in a minute. And then we are planning to build in an activity to Yosemite National Park, which is a beautiful national park here with lots of mountains and hikes and waterfalls, and it's a beautiful place. We're going to do an overnight stay there with some fun activities, and so that should be a great time. We're also working to build in a visit to Silicon Valley. So here in the Bay Area is where you'll find companies like Google, Facebook are located here. So we'll be able to go down and see where some of those big businesses are located. And then at the end of the class, you'll do a special presentation about what you've learned, and we'll have an end of the summer party where you can celebrate your accomplishments before you are able to leave the US. So it's going to be a very busy but fun 2 weeks that you'll have here. And this is a brief schedule. I don't know, Miriam, do you want to take this slide to go through the schedule of the class?
Sure, I can do that. So essentially, when you're in class and you're not doing all those fun activities that Drew talked about, you'll be in class about 4.5 hours a day, Monday through Thursday. And so you have a total of about 36 hours of instruction. And as you can see on the left side here, this is the typical schedule. So you have your first class from 9:30 to about 10:50. There's a little break. Then class 2 is 11 to 12:20. Then you have a lunch break, come back to class from 1:30 to 2:50, and then you have some afternoon workshops and activities for the remainder of each day. The thing that I haven't talked about yet, which Drew alluded to, is that you have 3 different courses, but what we want to do in the 2 weeks is really make it a holistic experience for you, so a comprehensive experience for you, so that everything you learn in business communications and search marketing and entrepreneurship, you can put it all together and it make sense. So we do have a capstone, what we call a capstone project, which is a project that combines elements of all those 3 courses. And then toward the end of the 2 weeks, you'll be finalizing that presentation and making an oral presentation. Go ahead, Drew.
All right. And then at the end of the program, you will also be receiving a certificate. So it is a certificate that is awarded as well. Okay, let's see if there's any other support services that I didn't cover already. We talked about housing, access to our student center. So when you're here for the 2 weeks, you'll have access to all of the resources that regular students get to use. So our library, our student centers, which is our tutoring areas, which Miriam is highly engaged with our business student center. So you'll definitely be able to see all of the resources and support through that. You also just get to meet other students on campus, and we're going to introduce you to our student life office, all of the student clubs and activities that happen around campus. I mentioned that we'll do a campus tour. You'll be receiving a pre and post program survey to share about your expectations and goals for the program. So that will be a good opportunity for you to think about what you really want to get out of this program. And then afterwards, you'll be able to assess whether or not you were able to meet those goals and those expectations for yourself. And then Mariam mentioned the workshops that you'll be able to participate in. We'll be giving workshops on an overall view of United States higher education system, what to do in terms of writing personal statements when you are applying to colleges, and then how you might want to go about choosing a major and choosing the college that you want to go to, because sometimes those definitely link together. And let's see, next slide. I think we talked about this. This was the capstone project that Miriam talked about that will tie together the 3 courses, and then you'll work in groups to do a special presentation at the end of the program. I don't think we need to read this. These are the descriptions of the programs, but as you can see, there is a lot of information that's going to be covered. Now, I will mention these are classes that are usually offered, I want to say 16 weeks, 3-unit classes each. So we obviously will not be able to cover every single aspect of the program. So we've condensed them to the 2-week, but you will be getting a taste of what a real college class feels like and looks like in this program. This is Ryan. He wasn't able to join today, but he is an entrepreneur himself, and he's a really nice person. He's really excited about teaching this class with Miriam, and so hopefully in the future you will be able to come and meet him. And then I think the next slide we have one of Miriam and her wonderful expertise there of all the things that she's been able to do. She teaches, as she mentioned, business communications, marketing, business English, introduction to business, small business management, entrepreneurship, applied business mathematics, business ethics, and customer service. So she is well qualified to be able to teach this course, and you will be in good hands with her and Ryan. So Laura, I think that's the end of our presentation. I want to thank all of you for being interested in our program just to start with. And I know that Laura was going to share a few things, and then we will open it up for any questions that you may have that hopefully we can answer.
Sure, thank you so much to the two of you, and I'm going to share my very short presentation. Okay. I don't think that you can see it. Once again, okay. Oh, ok. Allora, io velocemente in italiano vi parlo dell'opportunità che offriamo, cioè una borsa di studio. Questa borsa di studio è a copertura totale dei costi. In pratica c'è l'iscrizione al programma e, come vi hanno illustrato, significa che vi vengono a prendere all'aeroporto, vi assistono durante tutte e 2 le settimane, vitto, alloggio, il programma, le escursioni e vi riaccompagnano all'aeroporto. Quindi tutti i costi, compresa anche l'assicurazione, sono coperti. In più ci sarà offriamo anche l'aereo, sicuramente il volo andata e ritorno, eventuali spese per il visto, anche un rimborso spese per diciamo il raggiungimento dell'aeroporto e un contributo per le spese extra che possono avvenire durante quei 15 giorni, per esempio attività nel tempo libero che non sono coperte dal programma, insomma, delle 2 settimane. Chi può partecipare? Studenti italiani e stranieri che abbiano una residenza legale in Italia tra i 15 e i 17 anni. Inoltre si richiede un livello di inglese che sia minimo B1, preferibilmente B2 e anche preferibilmente certificato con una certificazione ufficiale. Ne abbiamo elencate tantissime, il TOEFL, l'IELTS, Duolingo, il Cambridge, e ce ne sono anche altre che possono essere accettate. Queste sono le più comuni. Il concorso scade il 10 marzo. Come ci si candida? Poi vi dirò anche dove. Adesso concentriamoci sulla documentazione. Ci sono dei moduli di partecipazione e di consenso che devono essere firmati dai genitori. Noi ci aspettiamo una scansione per cortesia leggibile della carta d'identità o del passaporto se già lo avete, poi le pagelle, l'ultima pagella disponibile e appunto la certificazione di conoscenza della lingua inglese, che però è un titolo preferenziale, diciamo che non è obbligatoria. Importante la cover letter, cioè dovete scrivere rispondendo alle 3 domande che vedete giù in basso. Per queste 3 domande ci sono minimo 150 parole, massimo 250 parole che dovrete utilizzare e dovete rispondere a tutte e 3 le domande. La prima è una descrizione di voi, dei vostri hobby, dei vostri obiettivi, se praticate sport, se avete delle attività che preferite. E l'ultima domanda riguarda l'eventuale iscrizione all'università. Ci state pensando? Avete le idee chiare? Non le avete? Insomma, dovete toccare uno di questi aspetti, oppure anche tutti. L'importante è che ci diate un'idea di chi siate, di cosa vi piace, dei vostri interessi. Dopodiché, domanda numero 2, esperienze e sfide che hanno formato il vostro carattere, che vi hanno forgiato, ma diciamo sono esperienze variegate, può essere una lezione, un argomento trattato a scuola, l'incontro con un professore, un'esperienza extracurricolare, un'esperienza in famiglia, con gli amici, quello che volete voi, però deve essere scaturito qualcosa di importante per voi da questa esperienza. Terzo e ultimo punto, il focus di EducationUSA Academy. Il focus è il business e l'imprenditorialità, non la pronuncio in inglese perché questa parola è difficilissima. Avete esperienze nel campo, per esempio i progetti di PCTO che oramai sono obbligatori alla vostra età. Quali sono poi gli obiettivi che vi spingono proprio ad un programma orientato al business e all'imprenditorialità? Avete già un progetto in mente? Che aspettative avete rispetto a questo corso che andreste a fare negli Stati Uniti e poi al rientro? Quindi è tutto un modo per farvi conoscere. Ora, per le informazioni, vi lascio le nostre email perché le informazioni sono tante. La mia è un'email diversa da quella della mia collega di Napoli, semplicemente perché ho dei problemi e questa qui di EducationUSA è più affidabile. Mi raccomando, per le informazioni ci dovete contattare perché l'email di Academy è solo per candidarsi. Questo è il sito Fulbright dove trovate il bando e qua sotto c'è il link. Mentre per conoscere ora l'esperienza di Academy di un'altra borsista, quella del 2023, c'è anche un articolo sul sito. Chiaramente l'ha fatta ad un'altra università, non era, ogni anno stiamo cambiando, però già per avere un punto di vista da parte di una studente che è una vostra coetanea. E con questa slide io ho concluso, quindi mi raccomando scriveteci a seconda della zona geografica di appartenenza per avere informazioni e capire come candidarvi, anche perché mancano pochi giorni. Cioè, in realtà sono 3 le settimane durante le quali è aperto il bando e non è tantissimo tempo magari, quindi cerchiamo di chiarire eventuali dubbi. Noi adesso siamo però a disposizione and I'll switch to English. So if you have questions, we are here and ready to answer. In case you can write the questions in Italian and I will try, I'll do my best to translate it into English so that Drew and Mariam can answer. So, Mariam, whenever you have to leave, I mean, don't worry. But once again, thank you for being here today. And please, you can write the questions in the domande e risposte. Use that icon for your questions. And feel free to write them in Italian. I will translate them into English. I would love to translate your questions. Actually, I have a question. I can start with the questions. I showed the 3 answers, the 3 questions that in order to apply, the students have to answer. And one of the question, in one of the question, we asked them to tell us their interest in the business and entrepreneurship. How important is for you to gather students who have experience in these 2 fields?
From my perspective, and I know Professor Buckley really well too. We do not require that students have experience, but just just have an interest and an open mind and willing to learn. Okay, thank you so much for this answer. Thank you so much. I see that there are questions, and I'll start with the question in English. Is the scholarship only referred to students who already know the economy, or is also dedicated to grammar school students too? Well, as Mariam just said, the students don't really need to be business people. They just need to have like an interest, cause during the 2 courses, this is the subject that they will study and that they will learn. So grammar school student, I don't understand, maybe that's for the level of their English, but as I mentioned, they at least need to be the B1 on the B1 level, at least. Okay. Oh, there's an interesting question. There is a question about the cost of the program, which is the $3,700. The question is about what do they cover? What do they cover? So
the program includes your registration into the class.
Uh-huh.
It includes your homestay, so your housing and also your meals while you're staying here with the family.
Excursions.
It will include the activities, the trip to Yosemite, and then it also covers your health insurance while you are here as well.
Okay, so
In
the
case you
flight,
get
exactly. The flight
It
is not
doesn't-
covered.
correct, does not
course.
uncover flight.
Uh-huh.
It
And also
does.
the
It does also include airport pickup as well.
airport pickup, of course, from the airport and to the airport. Okay. So, okay. Let me see. There are some other questions. So the question is, the student with the grantee, our grantee, is she going to join a group from the departure? Yeah, maybe I believe probably if she will join a group of students at Diablo Valley, that's my interpretation.
So all of the students will be coming individually by themselves. And then you will meet the group of students on the first day of class after you arrive. So you would not be coming together with other students or arriving with other students.
Yeah, so Maria Antonietta Proce. So we will be sending one student from Italy. I don't know if there will be some other coming from Italy, but I believe that even if there will be somebody else from Italy, they will meet there, not before the departure. Okay, let me see. Okay, there are some questions about the language proficiency. Okay, is it necessary, is it mandatory to have the certification B1, B2? I'll answer. Because yes, it is if you apply directly to the Diablo Valley College. If you apply for our scholarship, the certification is not mandatory, but still you have to be proficient and you have to speak English better than I do, but I'll be assessing your level. So this is why if you have a certification, it would be better. If not, during the interview, the interview is the way for us to assess your language proficiency. Right? This is a huge responsibility. Okay, this is an interesting question. Since there are minor applicants, do they have to be accompanied by a teacher or are they traveling by themselves?
But students are allowed to travel by themselves, but we do need to have the minor consent form signed by a parent or guardian saying that they, give them permission to be here and study. But part of the reason why we are having students stay with homestay is the family will be able to keep watch. So that's, if there's any parents in here, which there might be some parents.
Yeah, there are.
We'll make sure that you get connected to the family that they're staying with so that you can talk with the family and have that connection with them as well.
So the students are not staying in the dormitories. They are staying with families. That's very interesting. Wow. Yes. I envy that. Okay. So probably this is an issue that you should address with the airline company. And this is probably the last step before the departure.
Yes, so the family will know when they'll be able to meet with the family maybe on Zoom or something before
So they,
because they'll have to arrange when they're coming so they can pick them up from the airport.
how do you match the student and the family? Is
So
there
we
like
work
a-
with a homestay company provider.
okay.
It's called Diablo Valley Homestay. And they are specialized in meeting the families and vetting them. And so it's actually they're not associated with our college. It's a private company that works directly with homestays.
Okay, very interesting. Okay, let me see. The language certification is becoming an issue tonight. Okay, so first of all, there's just one scholarship for Italy. We would like to, offer several scholarships, but that's not possible. So just one for the whole country. Then, okay, so if you don't have a certification, a language certification by the end of the call, which is March 10th, but you are studying English, don't worry. So if you're, because I see that there's a question about my son is currently studying English, but he will not possess a certification by the end of the call. It's not a problem. Hopefully, he will show us that he's proficient. So please have your child apply to this competition.
And Laura, I could just mention,
Sure.
if you are not awarded the scholarship,
Okay.
our deadline to apply is June 1st.
Yes. Okay.
So,
Good to know.
there's a little bit more time.
Yeah. So
after...
okay. So we are offering one scholarship, but if you still wish to apply, the deadline for the application is June 1st. Good to know. So the language certification is a concern. Okay.
Yes, and we made a special exception for Laura.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
English.
and I thank you so much.
Yeah,
It's
so
comprehensive.
if you don't believe you meet the language proficiency, but you apply for the scholarship,
Yeah.
Laura will be able to assess your level.
No. But the students speak English very, very well. We are really surprised because when I was a student, English wasn't taught so well in school, but nowadays students speak English very well, and I'm always surprised. So
yeah, and we want to make sure that you get the most out of this program. So
yes,
if you
of
don't
course.
if you don't understand English, it's going to be very difficult for you to. You're just going to be sitting in class, probably not understanding, and you won't be able to interact. So we want.
Yeah. That's why. And so we want to send you a student who is really able to take advantage of all the aspects of the program and who is able to interact with their fellow students, of course. I mean, but I'm not worried about the language proficiency, but I see that this is like a concern for the families and for the students. There is another question that we should address. It's about they say, it's about the expenses of the student. So if the student is a grantee, if it when it's about our scholarships, there are no expenses. Then if you're applying directly to Diablo Valley College, then of course you have to pay for the program and for the flight. So it depends on, I mean, you can apply to our call, and then if you don't get the scholarship, you can still apply as an individually. And of course, then you have to pay $3,700 for the program and probably 1,500 for the flight, because flights are very expensive, and you also now you have to pay if you want to check a baggage. This is something that drives me crazy. I don't really understand why. So it's about $5,000, $1,500. Yeah, more or less. Yeah. La cifra a coperta del progetto è spesso sempre. Ok, Antonio Minnini. It depends. If you, I don't know how to say. I'll try to explain this in Italian. Allora, se è tramite la nostra borsa di studio, che è una sola, è tutto a copertura totale delle spese. Ovviamente, se invece volete partire senza la borsa di studio e c'è tempo fino al 1° giugno per fare domanda, $3.700 è il costo del programma, con tutto ciò che comprende, più il viaggio aereo, e quindi viaggio più programma è sui $5.000. Mentre se partite con la nostra borsa di studio è tutto coperto: programma, viaggio, visto, tratta verso l'aeroporto e una diaria per le spese extra. Altrimenti $3.700 è il costo per partire individualmente da soli, senza borse di studio. I'm not angry, I'm just trying to explain. I see that my tone of voice is pretty loud, but I'm quiet. Ok, prego.